Hey everybody, Original Ren here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel once again for another Rants with Ren, episode 4, the official episode 4, after many failed attempts at trying to create this one before. In today's rant, I'll jump right into it. I want to discuss something that really kind of strikes me as odd, and maybe some people are going to listen to this video and say, like, oh, you're wrong, blah, 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 and feel free to dislike the video if you want. I'm not trying to, say that my opinion is the correct opinion or not. But today's rant is about people who feel they're privileged when it comes to the anime, manga, and visual novel community. Now, I'm not going to talk about privileging and, like what people who think they're entitled to stuff in other genres, because that's not really what I want to get into. I just want to specifically focus on anime, visual novels, and manga. Now, here's what I always find weird. Let's talk about the scanlation community for a little bit, for people who like to do scans and, translate mangas. Great people. I really respect these people. They do great work for people, and they're really kind. And some people who don't put out the greatest products still try their very hardest, and I think that's great. But what I've always found is weird is the people who get really salty because they feel they're entitled to free shit. And I'm using anime, manga, and visual novels as an example here because this is the community where there's a lot of quote-unquote free shit floating around the internet because most of the stuff is only available in Japan, so we distribute it for, downloading and things like that. I always find this funny when people get really salty and butthurt about the fact that they can't get some kind of game or something, or in this case I was talking about the scanlation community, that they get a bad scan. For example, somebody uploaded a scan and did a fantastic translation, but they put some funny censor bars, like pictures of funny people on it as a joke, and people got really butthurt about that. They're like, this just ruins my experience, I'm not turned on by this. And I'm like, well, first of all, when is it the translator's responsibility to turn you on? I don't think it's, unless you're my girlfriend or boyfriend, I don't think it's my responsibility to turn you on in any way, shape, or form. So that's number one. Number two, this is already free. I may be wrong about this, but normally when people read a manga, I'm going to say maybe about 80% of people, I could be wrong on the statistic, it's just a made-up number I made, 80% of people probably enjoy the porn for the pictures and not the text. Now, some people do like text more than pictures, and that's, like romance novels and things like that, and that's completely understandable. But I'm pretty sure the majority of the people probably want the pictures to go with it. So even if you get the copy of it in Japanese, it'll still be the pictures, which, most people will be satisfied with that. When you buy a Playboy magazine, you normally don't read the articles to get turned on. You normally just look at the pictures. I could be wrong about this. Some people do like, words as well, but I mean, I'm just saying. So it strikes me as really funny when people get so angry that, I didn't get my copy of translated manga. You're ruining the community, blah, 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 blah. Well, okay. First of all, you're probably not working right now. You're getting this stuff for free. I don't think they're your mother. Which leads me into my next part of my rant, which is Fuinavel being your mother. I've said this before. Fuinavel's not your mom. When we had the whole torrent removal and the lollies not being allowed on the site in certain instances anymore, I don't think that anywhere on the site did we say that we're banning this stuff from the internet. I don't think lollies are being removed from the internet. In fact, as somebody who lives in Japan where they're still legal to create that kind of stuff in the 2D world, I'm surrounded by it every day. If I'm not interested in it, I just choose to not acknowledge it and ignore it. It's really quite simple. But I don't judge people for it. I mean, I have a bunch of friends that like to do certain things that I'm not really a fan of, but they're my friends. I don't think I'm going to go, well, blah, 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 you're no longer my friend, unless they did something extremely, extremely ridiculous. But those are rare cases. So I always find it weird when people are like, well, you guys are censoring the world and the lollies are removed and blah, blah, blah. Well, no, we're censoring the website, which is one tiny, teeny, tiny, tiny little blip in the grand scheme of the internet. It's kind of like the planet Earth in the Milky Way galaxy. sorry, yeah, the planet Earth in the Milky Way galaxy. Our solar system is a tiny little dot within the Milky Way galaxy, and within that tiny solar system dot is the tiny, teeny, teeny, teeny Earth. That's how small Funabel is compared to the internet. In fact, the internet would be comparing the Earth to the universe. That's how big the internet is. That one website is so minuscule compared to everything else, even though it's popular, that I don't think that, we're banning Lolicon from the entire internet. No, do I think we are, by removing torrents, we're banning it from the entire internet. Everyone has their preferences, everyone has their own belief about the laws and all this crap, and that's great. But again, the scanlation community, the people who upload all your anime, the people who translate all your mangas, the people who provide you visual novels, they're not your moms. They're not your moms. I would love to see you argue this to your parents and tell me what happens. Go up to your parents and say, Mom, I demand money. I'm your son and or daughter, and I demand you give me money because I'm entitled to free shit. So you need to give me money. Mom, you only gave me $10 for my birthday? Well, I'm going to now bitch about it, aka flame, post, and troll on the internet. I'm going to troll you now, Mom, because you're supposed to give me $30. I'm entitled to more. This is a shit birthday gift. Go do that to your parents and tell me what happens. Just tell me what happens, okay? And then maybe you'll kind of understand why the internet is not your mother either. So guys, thanks for listening to this rant. Feel free to dislike the video if you want, but I think it makes some pretty good points. Don't get me wrong. I'm, a little bit upset about a few things that have happened around the website, but that's my personal opinion, and I can see both sides of it. But again, no one's entitled to anything in life when it's free. So, just saying. Alright guys, have fun. Great time. See you in the next video.